Location, location, location. Today is Sunday, September 13th, 2020, and this is my series, Making of a Memoir, documenting the hard work and everything that's involved into writing a memoir and self-publishing. Ultimately it doesn't have to be a memoir. Writing, a book and self-publishing a book. I saw the clip. I spent the afternoon at the library. We got about 460 words done for this evening. I'm looking to, now that I'm in the mindset, go at it a little more. I chose to go to the library around after, as I was eating lunch. I'm like, if I stay at home, I'm going to end up watching the Indians game instead of working on my book. And so that will be the key piece of advice in this video: is put yourself in a less distracting environment. For me, that was being able to go to the library, be back Tuesday, my next off day, and things haven't been going according to my plan that I created. The plan was to, on my off days from work, do 2,000 words a day. I'm hoping I will be able to get to 1,000 before the end of tonight's over. This is the first progress I've made in my book in 2 weeks though, because prior I ended up picking up some shifts as a sub, which again, it kind of had that volatility in my work schedule. Picking up those shifts kind of impacts my ability to work, and I went to a point where I was working 6 straight days, and then after that, at the end of that, the next 2 days I basically rested and didn't really do too much. Wasn't up for working on the book. And then Friday, again, it was I'm getting frustrated with myself because I'm not getting work done on the book. But I kept distracting myself, kept doing other things. And so today I'm gonna make this a priority. Here we are, 460 words or so in, and about to see how many more I can get. Yikes, come on. Yikes, come on. Caught me talking to myself in that clip. Words weren't still. Sunday, September 13th. The words weren't coming to me the way I would have liked. I did end up 200 plus more words to bring the total for today to 739 words. My mind's kind of going a couple different places to talk about that. But first, watching back the clips for this Making of a Memoir episode early, the clips I recorded earlier, I realized I never actually introduced myself. Hello. I am author and entrepreneur, the cerebral palsy vigilante, Zachary Benell. Making of a Memoir, as I did state earlier, so on my journey of the memoir I'm currently writing, and the hard work that is put into writing a book and self-publishing a book. I'm currently on writing the manuscript phase, which is a long phase, brings us to what we brings us to where I'm at. What you're seeing me work on the book, coming up with a plan to get those words done. I said earlier, ideally 2,000 words a day on my off days. That hasn't been happening. Today I decided if I can beat what I did last time, which was 706 words, I'd be happy. So 739 I'm happy with. The important thing is I need consistent progress. The last time I worked on the book was 2 weeks ago. I can't let another 2 weeks pass. I need to be more consistent. Even just at 700 words, as long as you're consistent with it, it will add up. And here's an interesting development. I actually almost didn't do anything tonight. I rested for a bit to kind of reset myself from walking to and from the library and just relaxed. And then I decided, I have a spreadsheet where I keep tally and track some of my social media numbers. Just getting that set up, and then by the time everything, I'm like, it's 9 o'clock. I'm growing tired. I'm like, I don't know. And then I put an hour. I set up a timer for an hour. So just write for an hour, see where you can go. Again, my goal is to see how many words I could get. And that's where the whole point, this kind of got long winded. The whole point is, what works for you is writing a certain amount of words. Is that goal going to be good for you? Are you better off saying, hey, I'm going to write for an hour and let that be? I find the word count is better for me because it's easier to track, it's more consistent, it's more reliable, where you say I can write for an hour. On a good day, in an hour you can get 500 words in, maybe more, maybe. But on a bad day, you could be like struggling for words. You could have 100. So I just said give myself an hour, and starting with that time frame, I then was able to progress at the end when the timer went off to say, let me just get to over 700. And here I am now with 739 words. But what I just stated before about word count versus hours writing, time writing, what do you do? If you're watching this, I'm assuming you're a writer working on a book, or I imagine you're working on a book. So how do you track and keep yourself accountable? What do you prefer? Do you set aside and say, hey, I'm going to write for an hour, or I'm going to write for 2 hours? Do you use time, or do you use word count? Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see in the making of the memoir series. If you have questions about the self-publishing process, I have self-published before. My first memoir, Off Balance, details my journey from embarrassment to embrace over having cerebral palsy. So if you have questions about the self-publishing process, feel free to ask those in the comments as well. If you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up icon to show it. For more videos from me, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel. Some of you might already be. Click the bell icon to receive email notifications every time I publish a new video. Until then, remember, don't blend in, blend out.